Hi everyone and welcome back. We're about to head into episode 5 of Theory of Love. We left on a pretty uncomfortable moment. Third walked in on Bone and Kai talking about him, and that everything that Kai had been doing in the previous episode was just to lull Third into a trap to see if he would show that he has feelings for Kai. It's a representation of just what you can do as a human being to hurt someone else. Third doesn't deserve this. He's just fell in love with his best friend. He didn't mean to. But Kai has no understanding really of other people. And I don't think it was nice to have Bone also do this. I mean, they're talking about him. How they went about it was just wrong. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share, and if you want full reactions to this and other things that I have on my Patreon, I will leave a link in the description box below. There's so much to unravel with Kai. This is the problem though, you've allowed yourself to repeat this cycle. I think also it's not just that he's in love with him, he is his best friend and he's afraid of losing all of that. And Gun. I will never be able to get over how good of an actor Gun is. I've noticed in BLs they always have to be shirtless, someone at one point. Oh, he's not going to tell you. เรื่องเสียงใส่กูเนี่ยนะบอกไม่เป็นไรไอ้สัตว์โดดเรียนกันแล้วพวกมึงเนี่ยเกเรชิบหายแหมมึงเนี่ยตัวดีเลยนะไอ้โบน Yeah, what is going on with people skipping class? อาจารย์ถามหามึงหลายรอบแล้วนะกูมาแล้วจ้าเป็นไงบ้างพวกมึงเมื่อคืนแข็งไหมคอกูแข็งอ่ะ How are you now? ไม่ว่ะกูจะย้ายไปอยู่ห้องทูI think it's for the best. So you have to give it up for two. I mean, he really is trying any way he can. And sometimes I don't think even Kai realizes deep down how he truly feels for Third. He's using any desperate means he can to get Third to talk to him. Technically, yes. That's not a sign of a real friendship. It really won't though, because every time he's about, you react in a certain way. Is this the one with Julia Roberts? Oh no, it's Juliana Moore. And he's such a carefree guy it seems in real life. He must be drained from this when he filmed this. Oh well, you're putting it on your Facebook. He works a lot. We only really ever see him here. Mm-hmm. No, she's there.
Espresso เย็นแก้วนึงค่ะเสียดายอ่ะหนังดีๆแบบนี้หาดูยากนะเรื่องนี้มันตั้ง50 ปีที่แล้วอ่ะนี่ไม่รู้ว่าจะมีโอกาสได้ดูอีกเมื่อไหร่อ่ะ
Can you not search online to buy it? I guess it might not be in your region. Is the region for Thailand region 4? He always just looks so sad. The lighting on him is amazing. Okay, so I was online and I can't remember. I think I saw it from one of my actor friends or someone who did a course, and I think it was about 1,000 TV and film characters and who you are most likely to date, or something along the lines of who is most suited towards you. And I got the character of the lead actress's character from 10 Things I Hate About You. And if you read up about the character, yeah, definitely we would suit. It's just a weird thing to now see them do this and then have that. And for some reason, 10 Things I Hate About You, maybe I should react to that. I haven't seen it in a really, really long time. Probably over 10 years.
你开口的车，
He's so wrong for
รู้ไหม
that.
ว่ากูอะนึกว่ากูอยู่ในหนัง Fast and Furious อะเล่น
I haven't seen any of the Fast and
พ่อ
Furious
แม่เลย
movies.
กูนึกว่ากูจะตายแล้วอะแม่งดาบมันก็นึกได้อีกข้อ3มันไม่ฉลาด
Okay, no, I disagree. I don't think Kai's stupid. I think he's very oblivious to what's truly in front of him. He's definitely not stupid.
ลินเป็นไรหรือเปล่าอะ
มีอะไรหรอ
Well, that's not true. Might as well tell him.
เราไม่ใช่เรื่องใหญ่อะไรหรอก
Well, obviously, it was because you
ช่วง
made
ไงพี่ทนติดเพื่อนมาก
a blank
เอะอะ
profile
เพื่อน
picture. Also, do we ever see them use Google? Is this the first time in BL we've seen them use it? How much money did they have to pay Google?
ครูว่าเธอไปจำชื่อมาให้ได้ก่อนแล้วค่อยมาถามใหม่มันจะได้ง่ายกว่านี้
Yeah, how is she going to know?
คือนี่มันฉายในงานหนังกลางแปลงมอเราครับที่ผ่านมา
At least she knows it. It's interesting that one of her favourite films is an old French film from 50 years ago, which means she's passionate about films.
โบนไปหาเรื่องนี้มาได้ยังไงอ่ะ
Because he has feelings for you.
พอดีเรายืมเพื่อนมาเสียดายวันนั้นไม่ได้ดูไง ก็เลยจะรอบพิเศษดูซะที่นี่เลย
He's gonna take this a different way. It's only a picture she put up.
ก็ไม่ว่าเหมือนกัน
See, the friendship group isn't gonna survive this as much as
ไม่รู้ว่ากู
Third
คิดไปเองหรือเปล่านะ
keeps saying he can
แต่ช่วงนี้กู
act
รู้สึกว่า
normal. It's not.
พวกเรา4 คนแม่งไม่สนิทกันเหมือนเมื่อก่อนเลยวะ
Yeah, you guys are not close. I mean, it's fractured, and I don't know if it ever will be the same.
ทำเหี้ยอะไรของมึงวะ
เรื่องอะไรวะ
ก็เรื่
I
องนี้
mean,
ไง
this is Earth, and
มึงส่งรูปนี้ให้ลิงใช่ปะ
the size of his muscles, I'm sure he's
แค่
strong.
เห็นเขาทะเลาะกันอ่ะมึงเข้ามาเสียบกูไม่ได้ฉวยโอกาสวะ
ฉวยโอกาสไงวะ ผมมาก่อน ผมรู้จักลิ้นแต่มัธยมละ
Yeah, but you didn't tell her you
นี่
liked
เมื่อตอนนี้
her.
เขาเป็นแฟนกันเว้ยช่างแม่งดิ
See, in those pictures, he looks very lovingly at her, and she's obviously back with him. I mean, he does look like he's just going to sink into the lake.
เหี้ยมันเหี้ยเนี่ยไอ้เหี้ยทูไอ้เหี้ยทูทำเหี้ยอะไรวะเนี่ยอะไรเนี่ยพี่อะ พี่จะสวมหน้าผมมาดิ
I don't think is that type of person. I don't think he's
เห็นเขาทะเลาะกับแฟน
callous.
ก็แอบมีหวังโอเคระวังนะคะระวังขานะ
Just his luck that Kai had to be there.
นึกข้อเสียข้อต่อไปของมันออกแล้ว ข้อ 4 ชอบอ่อยไปทั่ว และเจ้าชู้พี่รักส้มนะคะ
See, don't throw around the word love like that.
แล้ว
The lighting change is just brilliant as well, just bringing you back to reality.
อ้าวมึงมาดูหนังเหรอ
กูแม่งโคตรเหี้ยเลย
Yeah, you were.
กูไม่คิดว่าเรื่องแม่งจะมาไกลขนาดเนี้ย
ไม่หรอก กูก็คิดไม่ซื่อกับไอ้ค่ายด้วยอะ
You always put yourself in the blame.
ไม่เว้ยแต่เป็นเพราะกูนี่แหละไอ้ข้ามันเลย
มันไม่ต้องเชื่อมึงก็ได้ ขนาดกูเป็นเพื่อนกับมันนะ
มันยังเอาความรู้สึกของกูมาเล่นแบบนี้เลย คนนี้เฮี้ยแบบเนี้ยทำไมกูถึงลืมไม่ได้วะค่ายมึงอยู่ไหนนะเนี่ยรีบมาช่วยทำรายงานเลยกูปิดร้านรอแล้วเนี่ย
So how long? So it must have been an hour, about a couple of hours after the movie.
ไอโฟนเป็นมือตัดต่ออันดับหนึ่งของรุ่นเลย
He really is the best
เนี่ย
editor.
คืออาจารย์สอนนะมันไม่ฟังเลยเพราะว่ามันเก่งส่วนนี้ไอทูเนี่ยเป็นตากล้องขั้นเทพเลย
Yeah, he is the best at
ใคร
that.
ที่โดนมันถ่ายนะจะสวยขึ้นเป็น10 เท่าเลยส่วนนี้ไอเติร์ดเนี่ยเป็นคนเขียนบทชอบเขียนหนังพวกแบบรักโรแมนติกเนี้ยวันๆก็ชอบมโนให้ใครไป
เมื่อก่อนอาจจะใช่
ดีมากเชื่อฟังแต่
Oh no.
เดี๋ยวมีรางวัลให้
รางวัลอะไรอ่ะ
Here goes
น้อง
the.
คิดเหรอว่าน่าจะฟังน้องอ่ะ พอมันได้น้องมันก็ทิ้งแล้ว
แล้วกูก็รู้ด้วยว่ากูจะยกมาให้ใคร ที่ไม่ใช่ไอ้เพื่อนเหี้ยอย่างมึงไอ้ค่าย
No, you
คุย
are.
กับมันดีๆหน่อยดิช่วงนี้มันไม่ค่อย
You're not
ด้วย
ช่างแม่งดิเป็นเมียกูไงเฮ้ยพูดแรงกันไปป่ะไว้ให้มันมานอนเป็นเมียกูเมื่อไหร่อ่ะกูค่อยพูดดีๆด้วยโอเคป่ะสัตว์
Yeah, you deserve
เสีย
that.
ค่ายนี่เพื่อนมึงนะเว้ย เพื่อนที่รักมึงอ่ะมึงรู้ไหมไอ้เต๋อเนี่ยมันจะแต่คืนนี้ที่นี่มึงเป็นเต๋อที่รักค่ายได้นะเว้ย
เฮ้ยไอ้เติร์ดไปไหนวะ
มึงยังมีหน้ามาถามอีกเหรอ มึงทำอะไรมันไว้อะ
He's gonna find that Facebook saved video.
คือกูไม่ได้เอาคอมมาคืนมึงอย่างเดียวอ่ะ
Mm.
กูอยากมาขอโทษมึงด้วยที่เมื่อวานกูพูดไม่ดีกับมึง
I think you both should apologize.
ขอบใจที่มึงยังมองเห็นกูเป็นเพื่อนอยู่ กูก็จะเห็นมึงเป็นแค่เพื่อน
But
คนหนึ่งไม่
you
ได้
can't. This is the thing. You just can't.
เป็นยังไงบ้างคะสอนมาเกือบเดือนแล้วรู้สึกคุ้นเคยกับที่นี่บ้างหรือยังคะ
ดีนะคะ เด็กนี่น่ารักมาก สอนตัดต่ออะไรไปก็ตั้งใจฟังค่ะ
And here's the big
จริ
revelation.
งๆป่านต้องขอบคุณอาจารย์สุจิตรานะคะ ที่เวลาคลอดทำให้ป่านได้ประสบการณ์ดีๆแบบนี้ค่ะ
That was Theory of Love episode 5. I can't express how much I enjoy this show. I have never been bored of watching this. Every time I go back to it, because I let myself forget about it, there's other things I do with my life, I come back to watch this and I forget how good this is. To me, I don't think most BLs can even come close to touching this. And it's strange because when I watch it, sometimes I think Gunn carries the show on his back, but then I watch how Off acts and how I think it's Mike and White, how they act and other characters, and they do such a good job. There's such little nuances to their performance and such subtle hints. We see the depression most of the time, quite obvious, but just watch the moments where their eyes travel to certain aspects, when you can see their switching emotions from love to anger to sadness. The most expressive I would gather out of them is probably Gun, even though it's more to do with tears. And the least is Off. Off is better at kind of calming his voice down than really being expressive. He doesn't really move his face that much. The whole episode was just a transparent look into Third's feelings for Kai. I know they all know it now, and it feels like they're starting to kind of confront one another and get these issues out. But as you see, Third keeps saying he can be friends with Kai and it will go back to normal, it's all okay, and then as soon as he sees him, he can't. And you never can. You can't be friends with someone after those types of feelings and being hurt by them. And the problem is, Third is so cold towards everyone else because of that, so he doesn't come across as that nice of a guy. And the friendship group is just breaking apart. They're all going their own ways, and this is what's happened since the first episode. They've just drifted further and further apart. And with Kai, he knows he's doing something wrong, he's admitting to it, but he doesn't stop himself. If you know you're being a bad friend, maybe it's time for you to try and change that around. The fight needed to happen, though I don't like how Third didn't get any of the blame. In fact, he should have got it because he did start the argument. It's just how Kai spoke to him is not how a friend should, either of them. And I think people need to own up and say both of them are in the wrong. You can't just blame Kai because of how he is towards other people. You can't just let him be the bad guy. You can't let him be the patsy. It just doesn't work like that. But this episode is so good. It just tears at your heartstrings because a lot of us have gone through probably to an aspect what Third is going through with their feelings towards someone. Either them not reciprocating it or just being hurt by love or another partner. There's a lot of obsession in this show, secret admiration from people not telling the truth, they're hiding secrets, they're trying to twist the way things are to help them deal with their form of reality. But there's only so much you could do until you have a breaking point. And I think Third's breaking point has fast approached. It's just now, how does he deal with being friends with Kai again when it's kind of out of the cat's out of the bag? I mean, you can't hide what happened between them in this episode. And Gunn, honestly, I don't think any other BL actor, or a lot of actors out there, emote the way he does. I just connect to him, and it's funny because he's such a cheerful guy when you watch behind the scenes, not just on the show but in real life. Same goes for Off. So to see them in such a serious role and see them crying and being sad, it's very unnerving because you're used to seeing them just joke about. And you kind of, with these two, you could pretend it's the actors because they're that good at what they do. This episode just brings it all together. You know, it left you on a bit of a cliffhanger, so we now know that Pam knows Bone is the one missing her class. How will she react to telling him if she does? Because secrets are abound in this show. And now we've got to see how Kai and Third deal with trying to be friends after everything. I've stopped watching the next week, what's to come, because as much as I love the show, I want to be reminded when I watch the show, because there's so much that happens and there's so much still to come. Thank you for watching. That was episode 5 of Theory of Love. I will be back next week with episode 6.